What is the difference between a technique and a pure intention, in the sense of, we know each other well, and I know that you've meditated for God knows how many years now, and I know how much study you've done and how many incredible people use this method, like so many celebrities and athletes use this method. What have you found to be the difference between someone who uses compassion as a technique to get what they want or to present themselves a certain way, versus what is the difference in result and practice in someone who's doing it from a pure place? I'm just fascinated.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, so the technique is not compassion. The technique is the circle of compassion, which is the specific exercise we do, inspired by Zen Roshi Buddhism and the HeartMath Institute, to expand and open your heart, right? So that is the technique. The compassion itself is a quality of being. So the 6 phase is 6 specific techniques that layer on top of each other, that open up 6 different aspects of your being, which I believe are really important for you to show up in the world, not just as a good human being, but to crush it at work, to hit your goals, to get things done, and to do it from this state of just absolute bliss and equanimity.
The point is you're making is that you can't even use compassion for lower means or lower requirements, because that's fake, not compassion.
That's fake kindness, right?
Correct.
So I'm not saying do compassion so you become a better tipper. I'm saying do compassion because the world becomes a more beautiful, alive, connected place, and your life becomes more peaceful. Now, the side effect is everyone you come in contact with, you bring happiness into their lives, and the world needs that today.
What I love about that example is that it shows something in a personal way that we all experience. And it's so fascinating because I've been experimenting with something similar in a professional setting. So a lot of people would say, oh yeah, you can do that with a waiter or a waitress at a store, but then what about someone in your workplace? And I realized that if you go hard on people, and people experience this, I think we've all had experience of it. We've all had bosses who are hard on us. And I found that when my bosses were hard with me, it closed me off. It didn't open me up. Whereas if someone checked in with me and said, hey, Jay, you look like you're struggling a bit. Is everything okay at home? Like, is your family okay? Like, how are things going? You don't have to tell me, but if you feel like telling me, let me know. That allowed me to have a safe space and want to deliver more for that person, as opposed to if that person came up to me and goes, I'm not really happy with your performance right now. Like, hearing that from someone didn't open someone up. And so even your same approach in a professional setting still works and applies. That when you approach someone or someone approaches you and just says, hey, I can tell that you're dealing with a few issues or something must be going on. Do you feel like telling me? I think that compassion is such a superpower and it's so underestimated. Where did we lose that?
The service here was horrible. She doesn't deserve 50%. And I said, really? Well, I thought she did. And I explained it to my friend yesterday. I said, look, it's all how we see it. To me, I'm just happy to be here, to be able to eat outdoors again. It doesn't matter we had to wait 20 minutes in line. It was just nice being able to step into a restaurant after 3 months. That waitress, she's been running around with a mask on herself for, maybe 12 hours. Look at the line. She's not even getting a break. And probably for the last 3 months, she didn't have a job. She was probably worried about how to put food on the table. And that's why I gave her a 50% tip. I don't care if my coffee was cold or my avocado came late. That didn't even register for me. Rather, I was in a state of appreciation, of love, of awe at the humanity around me, even if it was a little bit messy. Compassion had put me in that zone. When you see someone else, even if it seems like what they did is wrong to you, you look at them with a sense of empathy, with a sense of understanding. And it is that understanding that changes and reframes your definition of the world.